Imagine that
Alrighty.
being to the intro to everything.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the COD Pod by Minute Meta. I am your host, Darth Tedward, and I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Mr. Brass Beyond Brass. How are you doing today?
Man, I'm here.
You're existing? I understand.
I'm existing.
We've been grinding this freaking beta for way too long, and it
If
just
there wasn't a level 30 cap, I'd be like 105,
yeah,
minimum.
like it's so brain dead after a little bit because it's just
Oh.
there's not much going on. But we're gonna kind of get into that a little bit. Actually, the entire podcast today, we're talking about the beta, what we like, what we don't like, what we think is just absolutely horrible. But this, I'm not gonna lie, this is way more positive than I was expecting it to be. I promise. I was expecting to be bashing this the entire time. I was actually kind of impressed. Just to give you a little bit of a preview, this is gonna be a pretty positive podcast. I'm not gonna lie. So we're also joined today by Mr. D Vibes. He is our residential multiplayer expert slash guru. Davis, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I like Guru, especially since I got the long locks going on. Yeah, you give me that vibe. Thank you.
Guru.
Yeah, no,
Guru.
you 100% play 100% play multiplayer more than any of us. So,
Mm-hmm.
Which is wild.
Yep. But if y'all are listening to this, just actually listening and not watching it, we have a little bit of gameplay in the background just to let y'all know what's going on. Also going to be making a list of kind of what we like and what we don't like. But y'all are going to be able to listen to it with no problems. But if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you so much. We are also doing video podcasts now on Spotify. It's not just a regular old podcast. So you have the option to watch it or just listen. So either way, thank y'all so much. Make sure y'all like and subscribe, drop 5-star reviews, whatever, wherever you're listening to it. Again, thank you so much. So let's just go ahead and dive right in. Modern Warfare 2 beta for PC and Xbox has finally been live all weekend. We have been grinding it way too much. I hit the level 30 cap in about probably 4.5 hours. Brass, you said that you hit it in like 2.
Oh yeah, in like 2, literally. Like I
Yeah.
feel like the XP rate the first day was way higher.
Yeah. Like I
Even
didn't get to play
guns.
it. I didn't get to play it until Friday night and Saturday. Brass and
That's all I
Jammy.
did Thursday night.
Yeah, they played it Thursday. And apparently, I don't know if they reduced the XP or what happened. But apparently they hit it. They unlocked everything and climbed everything super quickly. I did not, but you know, I still hit the level 30 cap in like 4.5 hours. It was not a hard thing to do. So let's just go ahead and kind of start. Davis, I'll let you start. What did you like about the beta?
I guess that is pretty simple. For me it is because I'm used to like the old school like be hopping around like CS:GO type deal. Plays well. I think the only thing I would say is like everybody else feels super sluggish as soon as they get into the game because of that FOV slider. They're not used to being able to use it. I will say that. But other than that, I enjoyed it. It was fun. When speaking of the cap for the level, I was at level 21 right now, I believe.
Yeah, you've only been playing for what, 2.5, 3 hours probably?
2 hours, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, 2 hours.
So yeah,
Wild.
I understand why they did the cap. I'm not a fan of it. I kind of wish they would just let it go. But again, they're just wanting this to be a test more than anything, and just know what they can do, what
not
they can't do.
overcomplicate things, yeah.
Yeah, because it's already complicated enough in that was my phone. It's already complicated enough in certain aspects of it. But
And leave some things to be desired for us when it comes out too.
yeah, exactly.
They
Yeah.
don't want to give us all the sauce at once, especially
Yep.
for some people. It's completely open beta for a couple days, so
Yep.
I mean, you don't want too much sauce. Too much sauce.
Oh, Brass, what about you? What do you like about the game?
I like it. I mean, out of the three of us, I've definitely played it the most. I probably got 10 hours into it. That's embarrassing to think of. I was like, and I've been busy for the last 2 days. But no, it's good. It plays well. You guys hate me for this, but I've still been slide canceling. I've been using that little mechanic that
Yeah.
was it Shotzi who found
Yeah.
it or whatever. But and I don't mind that.
I don't even
The
know
nice
how
thing is
to.
attack sprint lasts a while with double time. So I've been running double time, and I don't really have to think about it that much. But I miss the sliding around a corner and shooting. There's just some things, the dolphin dive, I wish you could shoot while you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Without that, I don't really like the dolphin dive. The movement's not bad. It's a little slow for me, but it's not bad. You just got to keep moving. And I did notice if you literally b-hop around the entire map, you're almost silent, which is kind of funny
Yep.
for how loud the footsteps are. So, but no, it plays really well. The maps they gave us were good. I was really frustrated that the one map that they hyped up about being in the beta, the Grand Prix map, just disappeared. Like they never even talked about it
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
I'm
I wonder if it's a
honestly.
copyright thing.
No, I don't know if it's a copyright thing, trademark thing, something, because just everything about F1 that is in it, I'm not surprised by that at all. I was actually shocked whenever I saw that in the trailer, and how
Because
much it
literally
actually.
everybody who played it before him said, "That's our favorite map. That map is so good."
Yeah,
And then I'm like, "We don't get that map. We
yeah,
got that stupid whatever that one with the big buildings is,
yeah.
the museum one." Um, yeah, I'll let you go on before I give any of my things I don't like.
So,
That'd be nice.
the things that I like, honestly, so the game is smooth. Like everything about the game plays smoothly. And now I wasn't expecting that, especially after watching COD Next. Everything looked kind of clunky, but it plays a lot smoother than I was expecting. Once you figure out the concept of just bunny hopping, like this paddle right here that I have, this is the paddle that I use for jumping. This paddle is going to be so worn down over the next year and a half, 2 years, just because it's literally all I was doing today. The only concept of movement that you have in this game is bee hopping.
Oh yeah.
So
Especially around the corner.
Yeah,
That's it.
around a corner, around the map, literally anything. You have to bee hop everywhere to have some sort of advantage. Like slow peeking will get you killed in this game because everyone is just hard holding angles, hard holding
See, that's the
headies.
thing. You don't peek. You just wait, and then they come into your
Yeah.
sight.
You wait till they be
Sentinel,
hop around the
Sentinel
corner.
style. Yeah.
Yeah, but so that's
Come
one
on,
of the
bunny.
things. That's one of the things that I liked. I'm actually kind of impressed with how well the game plays. The
I think
gameplay
it's one of the better
itself.
betas we've ever had.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like the gameplay itself feels good. Like it's not choppy. It's like, and ever since, so I know a lot of people had issues Thursday and early Friday on PC with dev errors
gosh.
and crashes and things like that. When I
It's so
started playing
bad.
Friday night is when they right before I started playing is when they pushed the update to fix those issues. I think I've crashed twice in 10-ish hours played, 11 hours played, which is not bad. Like, I will 100% take in crashing twice, considering how bad Warzone was when it first dropped. And so, a little bit more optimization, always gonna. I think that's gonna be good. But so yeah, gameplay. For the most part, the guns feel really good. So once we figured out, so the camera
setting,
shake,
yeah.
the camera shake setting, once you turn that down to 50, for those of y'all who don't know, in the visual tab at the bottom of it, there's this thing called first person camera. If you turn that down to 50, it reduces a lot of the visual recoil. Once I figured that out, or once I think I saw it from Zach Dubb's video. He did a video of it and put it on Twitter, and Brass told me about it literally right after that. Once I turned that down, the game just felt way better. Like
I've never even tried it without it because when I went through all the settings when I saw that, I was like,
Mhm.
oh, I always turn the
Good.
camera movement down, so I turned it
Yeah.
down as much as I could, just
Mhm.
naturally.
Yeah, and so I really like that. The guns still
Still a
have
lot of
they
recoil.
still have recoil, and which I am 100% fine with. Like, let there be real recoil in the game. Just don't make it as much visual recoil. Make it recoil you have to control.
You can
I
learn.
like that. Yeah, exactly. That is whenever you're taking it and making it where there's not much of a movement skill gap, you have to add something else That is awesome. I've played both keyboard and mouse and controller back and forth all day long. It feels good in both ways, honestly. Loving playing both of them. Just because with keyboard and mouse, I'm able to fry people at range. But I mean, and again, it's Call of Duty. Aim assist is still a little bit too strong in my opinion. But with the close range aspect of it, I'm able to absolutely fry some people with controller. But yeah, my biggest good takeaway is this. This was actually a very impressive. I was very impressed with how well it played.
I will say as soon as they give us snipers, man, sniping feels like it's gonna be really good on this game.
Oh yeah.
We got the
Sniping
MK2
feels
out.
good. Even the
Cool.
other sniper doesn't feel bad if the ADS was just a little faster, and I'm sure you
Mhm.
could build it for that. It was just a preset build. I think sniping is gonna feel really good.
Yep.
They felt the ADS transition was much better than Black Ops or Vanguard ever was. I don't know. There's something about it that feels very Modern Warfare. How it goes in and
yeah.
out.
That is
Uh,
something IW is actually good at, is how that's IW has gotten really good in the past 3 and 4 years of making everything feel smooth within the ADS, the movement. So even though the movement itself is a little bit clunky because of how bad the sprint to fire speed and the ADS speed, we're gonna get that a little bit later. But even though it feels a little bit clunky in some situations, everything still feels smooth about movement, like movement around the map, movement with the guns, movement with the ADS, how the gun moves when you're running, when you're doing different things, aiming, things like that. So, but yeah, that's I like that as well. Y'all got anything else good? Like, I know it's kind of just like we all agree the beta is actually fairly impressive. We're gonna harp on the bad because it's things that needs to be, it's things that are very, very obvious that need to be fixed, but because it's like it's a lot easier to talk about the bad than the good. But we want to emphasize this is a good beta. Very impressed. If they don't change anything going into it, this is not going to be a horrible game.
yeah.
It feels so.
I don't
Go
hate the
ahead.
perk system. I will say that. There's a
Yeah.
bunch of people that are harping on the perk system. I don't hate it since they sped it up.
I
It was slower at
yeah.
first, but they sped it
It
up.
was.
It's
See,
better. I think it's
yeah.
better now.
I never played it when it was slow. I don't mind it now
so
that it's
slow before.
Yeah, I don't mind it. It's
Like,
I still think that okay, I have mixed emotions on this part of it. I love how loud the footsteps are. I personally love that. I know a lot of people have been hating on that. I love it because it makes it easier for me to hear what's going on around me and track people. And if you understand how once you figure out how movement in the game works, you can listen to the footsteps and literally, I can track someone through a wall with footsteps now. I haven't been able to do that in any other Call of Duty game. The footstep audio in this game is really, really good. So I know people want a ninja perk. I'm not against adding a ninja perk, but I'm also, the only reason I would ever want a ninja perk and think it should exist in the game is for S&D. If it is a respawn game mode, I don't think you should have ninja. Like, in my opinion. What are y'all thoughts about that?
I don't even think it's. I don't think it's a big deal. I think Dead Silence should be a field upgrade. Personally, I mean, being silent running around the map. I mean, it does make it. I will say how loud the footsteps are now do make it hard to play things sneaky in wraps on S&D and stuff like that. I think it's the biggest differences on like no respawn modes.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just
And like
I don't know.
that's why, like, S&D is a totally different beast. Like that's why I'm like, okay, I think there should be ninja, like, not completely dead silent, but a lot quieter for just S&D.
a lot
Yeah.
quieter, and when you crouch, you don't hear people because Even
Yeah.
people crouched, you can hear them walking around loud as hell in the other room.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I noticed when I was playing multiplayer because I was crouched and this dude killed me and literally sounds like I have cinder blocks on my feet running around.
Yeah. But and I also like with the footstep audio, your footsteps like when you're running around aren't loud as hell.
Gosh, yes, that's the one thing I wanted.
Like your actual footsteps are quiet so that you can hear
So are
everything
your
else going on
teammates.
around. Yeah.
So are your teammates. They did a great
Yes.
adjust on that.
Oh, I'm so happy about that. I hope they keep it in Warzone as well. Because
Yes.
They
remember,
will.
like in Warzone, your teammates' footsteps are so damn
So
loud.
loud, yeah.
And you're like, dude, I can't tell if that's my teammates. And then next thing you know, the opponents come in and you're like, I didn't even hear them. All I heard was my teammates' footsteps.
Yeah. Like that's I really like a lot of people, because I didn't get to play it last weekend, so a lot of people were complaining about it, which they said they turned it down. So if it was louder than it is right now, I can understand that, because it would be ridiculously loud. But like how it is this weekend, I like how loud it is this weekend.
If you do any of you guys watch I'm Marksman?
No, but I know who he is.
Yeah, he had a video about it and I was watching it and he was playing S&D. Dude, he could hear the guys from across the map. That's how loud they were before.
It was before, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that I understand with it be if because I know they said that's one of the things they turned down, and I'm like I actually like it, but if it was louder than it is right now, I can understand why it was so loud.
Oh yeah.
Because yeah, that's good. Anything else y'all have that's good? I mean, I like praising this. This is again, this is a good beta.
The guns. I like the guns overall. I like the
Yeah.
gunsmith system and the branching. That's a unique thing. I wonder how they're gonna bring that into Battle Pass when they add new guns. Are they gonna make a gun that's gonna have 4 branches? Or are they gonna have some that have one? Like I'm wondering what that's gonna be
Mhm.
like.
I've also thought
Um,
about that as well. I'm wondering.
I don't. That's one thing I'm curious about. But I like the gunsmith system. I think it's unique. We need to have something different at this point. I know it's a
Mhm.
little hard to get your mind around, but we just need to have something different at this point.
What?
So
Once you figure it out, it's not hard. Basically, the only thing you need to understand from me messing with it this yesterday and today, it so you have the quote unquote receivers. That doesn't really change anything. If you put a different receiver on it, all you're doing is putting a different gun on it. You're not actually keeping the same gun, and it just has a different receiver on it. Like certain receivers will only take certain attachments. So whether you change the gun at the receiver level or if you change the gun like by actually going and selecting the different gun, they're the exact same either way. But I do like how they've shortened it, where it's like, okay, you level up certain attachments here with this gun, level certain attachments here with this gun, but there are universal attachments that go on every gun or go on a certain particular class of guns. I do like that they've added that. So it makes it easier to grind weapons, where you're not grinding 70 something levels for every single gun. You're basically doing around they have 20 in the beta for almost all the guns that actually you can unlock. I'm assuming it's probably going to be somewhere around 20 or 30 in the actual game.
That's gonna make camo grinding a lot easier too.
Yeah, because you can actually worry about grinding camos and not grinding the attachments.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. I'll let y'all know.
Yeah, Davis loves the camo grind. He's a crazy
I'm gonna
person.
do the whole thing for this game.
I'm gonna do it this game. I didn't do it in Vanguard just because
You almost did.
almost.
That's
If
not
shot-
my job.
if
You
shotguns
have
weren't as
multiple
broken,
diamonds.
If the other shotguns weren't so terrible and they didn't nerf it into the ground in Vanguard, then
yeah,
it would have been all right. But that and the launchers, dude, don't get me started on
yeah.
the launchers.
launches
Holy
were
crap.
impossible.
If you didn't have a launcher starting off on that multiplayer grind, then it's cap.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get it.
But so again, I think that's about all we're gonna cover with the good. Emphasize, this is a good game. I am very, very happy and positive with how I think this is going to turn out. I still think they need to add a little bit of movement stuff, but this game is good. I am very, very excited going into it because just the game feels absolutely amazing. Alrighty, now, okay, so just letting y'all know we're doing a bad and an ugly section. So your stuff that really, really sucks, save that for later. Just kind of go into what you think is not. It's not horrible, but it's also not good right now. Brass, we'll start with you.
I think the footstep audio needs to come down. I miss map voting. There's no map voting. There's I don't know. I'm torn on what to say is really bad, and I'm not completely against the red dots on the minimap thing. I don't hate that as much. I didn't notice it in playing and hate that as much as everybody's complaining about it on Twitter. I felt like it was a little
Yeah.
overinflated. I would prefer them if you're shooting a non-silence gun for the red dot, because I'm used to it. But I think that's something I can adjust to. The bigger problems I would think would be other things that I guess you want me to wait on. I'll
Yeah,
be nice.
we'll wait on some of this, the absolute roasting of it. What about you, Davis?
It's all right. I'm one of those people that like I'm against the red dot thing. Where
You
like
want you want the
I
red dots?
I want people to understand like you're shooting an unsilenced weapon, you're gonna pop up on the map, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm that person that like S&D and domination and hardpoint. But if I play S&D and you have an unsilenced weapon, you should pop up on the map, not letting little Billy or him and his little brother over there. Like if they shoot, there's nothing up on the map. Like
Yep.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. Let's see. Footstep audio. I'm okay with footstep audio. It's perfectly well, I wouldn't say perfectly fine, but it needs to come down
Yeah.
a little
Yeah,
bit.
we talked about that. It's I like where it is, honestly. Just yeah.
Aim assist. That is one of them. I'll get into further details later about it, and I'll if I can find the clip. I got a clip if I can find it.
Yeah, I know the clip you're talking about already.
Yeah, let
Oh,
me see if
the
I can
crazy
find
one.
it.
Yeah, it's been going around on Twitter. Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah, where
It's like I would almost put aim assist in the ugly, but it's kind of one of those things we've been talking about it for so long. We're kind of just deluded to it. By the way, Davis is a controller player. He doesn't play keyboard and mouse, so that's coming from a purely controller player.
like it's just wild.
Because we know
Is-
every keyboard and mouse person complains about it, but
Fuck
for
yes.
a controller
Fuck-
player to complain about
fuck
it,
aim
Like,
assist.
I use it as well, but like I don't think I've ever gotten a hardcore aim assist on me until today. This man literally was ADSing at a wall, and it
Yeah.
locked onto me, and then he
Yeah.
started shooting, and he just followed me. I was like, "What is it?
I
What do you mean?"
The same thing happened to me. A guy was sniping, and like the first time I watched, like I went back and rewatched the death cam after the game, and like the first time I watched it, I was like, "Is this guy walling?" But then when I rewatched it the second time, he wasn't tracking me the entire time I was going through the wall. It just he was locked on the corner of the wall, and
He
then
just locked
as soon as I crossed, his aim assist just grabbed me right before I actually crossed him out from the wall. Like he was aiming probably about 1.5 feet into the wall, and his aim assist just grabbed me, and I bunny hopped, and it literally just followed me. Like it wasn't like hard, like it wasn't like lock or anything like that, or like aimbot or walls. Like it literally was just aim assist.
I won't lie. Most of the times on a controller, I won't have aim assist. Like I don't keep it on. Like sometimes I'll have it off, just so that way it's like my natural aim.
Yeah.
But on this one, if you don't have it, you're getting outgunned.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they have it, it's over with.
And apparently, so I saw
the Black
thing on
Ops
Twitter
style
today.
one?
Yeah, apparently the Black Ops one's broken. I didn't mess with it today to figure it out because I know that's probably something they will fix if it's as broken as they say it is.
I'll put it on when we later on. I'll let you know.
But yeah, apparently it is hard broken.
I was using it, and I don't know. I didn't really notice that much of a difference, but
Yeah.
also I'm trying terrible guns and trying to level everything up for some reason.
Yeah, I don't understand why you're doing that. That doesn't make any
Listen,
sense to me.
I like pain. I like pain.
I was
Okay.
about to say, this man's trying to torture himself through the entire game.
Yeah, I'm using that awful Ralph or Ral H whatever LMG.
Ralph,
God,
it's
the
just a
thing is,
dude.
yeah.
It's just a dude next to you. You suck, Ralph. Come on.
What's his name? Oh, his name's Ralph from Cheech and Chong.
Oh my god.
For me, mine, I don't know if this is a bad or an ugly. It's kind of a mix of both. The fact that you can't at least hip fire whenever you dolphin dive or slide, like it, I don't like that.
I
Really
would
cool
love
mechanic,
that.
guys.
Like
Check out this new mechanic. It's not very good, but we gave it to you.
So I actually disagree with the fact that dolphin dive is completely useless. I actually started using it a lot to either like I'm running into a room when I know someone's there, and I know there's also a piece of cover maybe about 4 foot away, where I will dive behind the cover, or if someone throws a Simtex or a nade into the room, using it to like dive into a corner to get away from the nade. That's honestly the fastest way I found to do it, because you're getting away from it, and B, you're going down lower, which means it's going to do less damage to you. So that's actually a good mechanic or a good use of dolphin diving.
See,
Yeah.
I tried doing that and I dived out the window and died immediately. You know that little corridor off of, I think it's Museum, where like the whole team rushes that front.
Yeah.
Right as soon as they're, some dude shot out the window and a grenade was coming at me. I just dolphin dived right to the left, went right out and died.
Good.
I wish I would have recorded it. It would have been the greatest thing ever.
Oh my gosh.
Back to Black Ops 2
yeah,
days.
I don't really have anything other bad. Now let's just go ahead and let's turn the roast meter all the way up. What the fuck is wrong with this game? Brass, go. I know you've got plenty.
TTK, way too quick.
100%.
There's so many guns that 1 and 2 tap. The TTK is
It's-
way too quick.
It's like even the guns that are good and balanced. Like when I say guns that are good and balanced, M4, MP5, those are good and balanced. The TTK is still too fast. Like they both need at least one more bullet to kill.
I don't know what their health base is, whatever it is, but it needs, I would say, a 50% increase. Personally,
It's at 100.
it's at 100 or
Yeah.
so 150 health. 150 health would feel amazing.
Yep.
150 health for that, 300 health for normal.
Warzone.
For Warzone. That's exactly what I would want. Because the Warzone looked crazy, the TTK looked crazy fast in Warzone too, from what we saw.
So I was listening to Iceman talk about that, and he was like, it doesn't feel as fast as it looked at mid range and long range.
Yeah.
The reason why they had it where they did is because of the mid range and long range, because of how much recoil the guns are. You're not just gonna be able to beam people like you used to. But the trade-off to that is anything that's short range, you're just getting fried. And so that's, yeah, I
don't know how to balance that.
No. But because basically this is if each plate is worth 50 and the base health was 100, which it was in Warzone, that means I'm the time to kill right now in Modern Warfare is around 230 to 260 milliseconds. That means we're looking at around a 450 or 440 to 500 millisecond time to kill in Warzone. That's like, yeah, but I'm talking about close range. That's like, do y'all remember when the MP5, not the MP5, the MAC-10 and the FFAR were meta? That's how fast the time to kill was then.
With the AUG, yeah.
Yeah, like it was stupid. And so that's how fast the time to kill will be in Warzone with 2 plates, because you start off with 2 plates for some godforsaken reason. This is not a Warzone 2 rant. We're just talking about it.
Don't get me started on Warzone 2.
We'll go into that later.
If they ever
when
give
it
us any more
happens.
info.
Yeah. Yeah.
When it happens, that rant will happen. But so it's just the time to kill itself just needs to be increased completely.
I still have a
agree.
couple other things.
Okay.
They need connection-based matchmaking in pubs and skill-based matchmaking in ranked. That is how the
100%
game
agree.
will succeed. And everybody agrees on that. Everybody. Like, it's, I don't know. I mean, I don't know of anybody who's like, you know what, that's not a good idea. Everybody's like, no, that seems fair.
Yeah. I agree. I felt it last night. I didn't feel it as much today because there was more players today, because last night was the closed beta, today was the open beta. I felt it last night. I felt skill-based matchmaking last night. And I've
Yeah.
been watching some of the people, some of the streamers and stuff. Like, they are, like, you'll literally see 2 CDL teams get matched together because of skill-based matchmaking.
Yeah.
Like, if there's 4 or 5 of them who are all queuing together, it'll literally be like pros versus pros in a pub game. Like, they were doing last weekend, not this weekend, but last weekend they were doing wagers by just all queuing up together. Like, there's no private games right now. They would just they would all queue up together. 6 people would get on one team, 6 people would get on another team, and then they would just queue at the same time. And skill-based matchmaking was turned up so high that probably 7 times out of 10, they would get into the same lobby. Like, so they were literally just playing $8 wagers in pubs because they knew they were going to get playing against each other.
That's
Like,
too
it was bad.
It seems pretty crazy.
Yeah, like, it was not
I
a fun thing to watch.
This is something that frustrated me, but it seemed like it changed a little bit after Infinity Ward's tweet. But I missed the no disbanding lobbies. Like, I missed
Yeah, and okay,
being able
so
to trash talk and fight people. But I noticed a couple times tonight we would have the same people.
we had the same people.
We
Yes,
did play the same people.
I noticed that as well, and I like that.
I hope
think
that stays.
because it's like, okay, so this is the reason. Okay, to explain the reason why they do this. They say it's for SBMM reasons, which is a whole stupid argument in and of itself. The actual reason why they do it is to decrease toxicity in the game. That's the true reason why they do that. So, because like the whole SBMM arguments never made sense to me. Because I'm just like, so you're telling me my SBMM changed that much in one match that I can't play the same person that I just played that SBMM just matched me with?
Yeah.
Like, that argument has never made sense to me.
Yeah, dude, I just remember back in the day with like sitting there waiting for the map to vote, and everybody's yelling for one map, and somebody else is yelling for the other map.
Yes.
And then they start talking crap to each other, and we're doing that for like 10 games in a row, dude.
Yes.
And it's
Oh my
just
God.
hilarious.
The funny thing about that is before you play the beta, it literally has a code of conduct.
Yes,
code of
I saw
conduct.
that.
It says treat everyone with respect.
And
Never.
also, so if it
I'll
also
treat
does that
everyone with
if you try to
disrespect.
report that. If you try to report somebody, the code of conduct comes back up.
It does.
Yes,
That's the best
'cause
part.
I
And
like-
you have
I-
to make sure
Yes.
that all 3 of them are clicked.
Yes. Like, I accidentally would click on report somebody a couple times. I actually did report one person. Because again, don't understand why this is a thing. So the reporting system in the actual game, you can report somebody for comms after a game in the main menu. But you can't report somebody for because he said the N-word. Like, he spam said the N-word in game comms. You can't report somebody for that during the game. You have to wait until after the game to report them.
That's so stupid.
Like, I'm just like, what's the point of this? I don't understand why you can do it out of game but can't do it in game. But yeah. So yeah, matchmaking,
Alright.
100% agree. What else you got?
The UI is awful.
Yes, the
I
UI
saw a
is
tweet that
dog
somebody
shit.
said that Infinity Ward has been hiring some people over from Hulu apparently, and that would make sense because that shit looks
Yeah.
like
Oh,
a streaming service
oh my god, that
UI.
makes so much sense.
I don't remember who tweeted that, but I saw it while we were in mid game earlier.
No shot.
It does
That
look.
would be
It
It's
looks like a
great.
so
Hulu
bad.
UI.
It really does.
Stop.
Like,
Like,
it's
I hate it.
so. This is my thing about the UI. I almost mentioned this in the bad because but the issue with the UI is not all of it's bad. Like, some of it's just we have to relearn how to do stuff, and I understand that. But there's some of it, like, what the friends list is god awful. Why is the friends list the way that why is the friends list massive cubes and then their name little bitty on the bottom left hand corner? And when you have 200 friends where there's 4 rows across and 4 rows down of your friends in these massive cubes, and you have 200 people,
Massive cubes.
and the online's not even working. So like half the time, Brass was never online for me.
I wasn't
No.
online either for anybody.
And so you can't. It didn't even give you the option to actually like filter it as online and offline. Like, it just listed all of your friends. It's not in alphabetical order. Like, it's just it doesn't make the friends list UI makes 0 sense at all. And then
It has something to do with BattleNet too. Over
yes,
yeah, it
it's
does.
like it's hooked to BattleNet, not to the actual Activision stuff. Like it's
Yeah.
really confusing.
like the only people who were ever online with me were people who I'm BattleNet friends with, not just Activision friends with. And it's just I don't know.
I don't either. I
But
just checked Twitter and like I shouldn't have checked it because of course the first thing that pops up was of course you Brass and some of your tweets. But one of them was a famous YouTuber, I am Wildcat. He said Vanguard plays better than Modern Warfare 2 currently.
I disagree with that.
I
Well,
don't-
actually,
I don't know. I would agree with that
So-
for right now.
just a really, really, really short rant here about Vanguard. People hated on Vanguard way too much. It actually played fairly well outside of number one, shotguns being fucking broken.
That was terrible.
Shotguns being absolutely broken. And then something that is still broken in this game, and I don't goddamn understand why. Why do thermites, nades, flashes, stuns, why do they make so much goddamn smoke? Like, I don't want to throw a smoke bomb. Like, if I'm playing hardpoint, and when you're playing hardpoint, what's going to happen? People are going to nade spam it. And then, once that happens, I can't see for 5 seconds because there's so much smoke there, and there's people sitting on the hardpoint just sitting in protection and smoke because I can't see them and they can't see me. Or if I'm on the hardpoint trying to protect the hardpoint, but I can't fucking see it because all I can see is smoke. Why does that still exist? Like, why did we not learn this last year? Like, it was so bad at the beginning of Vanguard, and they kind of fixed it, but they didn't really. I honestly believe that and shotguns is the reason why the game fucking died in 2 weeks. Like, that's literally the reason why I stopped playing it, because I got tired of not being able to see.
Explosives, dude.
There was.
Like, I got tired of not being able to see.
Yeah, for me, literally, it was that shotguns and just I would try to play like what was that? Shoot
House and Shipment.
DOS
yeah.
House, yeah.
Shipment and DOS House.
Yeah.
And DOS House where they're just spamming explosives across the whole
The
time.
RPGs.
Oh my god! Like it literally, maybe I was like, "Oh, I hate this game, huh?"
Yeah.
That was
like
my
this-
toxic loadout. That's what mine
This
was.
game
Double barrel.
is awful. Like I hated it, but just because of that, like right off the bat. But
Like, that's my ugly about this game. It's just, why the fuck is there so much smoke everywhere? Like, even last weekend, they added a shit ton of smoke to the guns when you shot guns. I'm glad they nerfed that. They actually did a pretty good job of getting rid of that.
Yeah.
But it's still, there's so much smoke when you throw any sort of lethal or tactical.
It's like going into the guys' restroom in middle school.
Oh my gosh.
Whoa.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Just bring back memories you didn't know you had.
Oh.
You're welcome.
All right, now Todd, hit on your big gameplay ugly thing that I know you want to talk about.
Yep, hit it.
Wait,
I
so
know
what?
There's one that I know you want to talk about, a gameplay thing that's the bad for you. What they need to change to make this game feel better.
I mean,
Sprint
let's
to
talk about
fire.
this. Oh, yeah.
That's been your biggest complaint this whole time.
You
I
might need another
100%.
drink.
I 100% believe this will be, if they fix these two things. One, if they fix the smoke issue, which that's not even number one issue, but if they fix the smoke issue, and if they literally all you have to do, go to every single gun in the game, cut the ADS time in half and the sprint to fire time in half. A+ game. This will be the greatest Call of Duty of all time. It's not even gonna be a question. That is the only thing that, if they change nothing else in the game besides too much smoke and the sprint to fire times and ADS fires, and just make sure that there's nothing broken. Like, again, we'll talk about the kill broken shit later, because that's part of the bad or part of the ugly. But like those three things, and make it where I can shoot my gun when I stop running, take away the smoke, and just make sure there's nothing that's absolutely broken. This game is literally a top 3, if not the best Call of Duty of all time. It's not even close. Just the sprint to if the sprint to fire time. So we talked about it a while ago. Right now, from measurements that I've seen and playing the game, it feels like the sprint to fire in the game, or not sprint to fire, the time to kill in the game is around 220 to 260, somewhere around there. If a sprint to fire to an AR is longer than the time to kill in the game, especially because they've taken slide canceling out, that's my whole beef with about taking slide canceling out. I don't care. I do care about it from being a movement aspect, because I think it does add a skill gap. I'm sorry if you think that it doesn't add a skill gap, you've lost your mind. You don't understand how video games work, in my opinion. But the whole reason why slide canceling was so important is slide canceling is what made it neglect sprint to fire. You could slide cancel faster than the sprint to fire on probably 70% of guns. If it wasn't an SMG, you could slide cancel faster than the sprint to fire. Plus, because you were slide canceling, it made you harder to hit. And so, while it was canceling the sprint to fire, you weren't just a sitting duck. So if they would literally just cut it in half, literally just cut it in half. I understand if you can't do that with some of the snipers. I understand that if you don't want to make the ADS and sprint to fire time that fast on the snipers and maybe LMGs. But it still needs to be reduced across the board, especially with SMGs and ARs. Not even a question. Like, it should be, that should be part of the skill gap. Is I shouldn't have, like, if I come around a corner and there's someone just sitting there, if I flick to them and shoot them faster, I should kill them. I shouldn't flick to them, oh, I'm holding my trigger, but my gun is not shooting because it has to wait for 175 milliseconds before it will shoot the gun. Oh, I'm already dead because that's faster than the time to kill the game. Like, I might get one bullet off. Like, that's just, no. Make it competitive. Make it to where skill and aiming skill matters.
I'm so sorry, but
rant not completely over, but yeah.
I feel like I'm in high school, and you know when everyone forgets to do their math homework or anything like that. That's what I feel like. I'm sitting here listening to the teacher yell at us.
So, Todd, do you want to hear what the sprint to fire is for the M4?
What is it?
270.
I was guessing 275.
Do you know what the tac sprint is?
320.
400.
Holy fuck!
Wait,
yeah,
what? What I just
with
missed?
the M4, the 400 millisecond tactical sprint to fire. The AK-74U is 420.
Please,
The FSS Hurricane
That's
is
longer
only
than some of the snipers on Warzone.
yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Like
let's
I'm
see.
not even talking like the fast
Wait,
snipers.
here's a problem right here. I'm seeing it already. So I'm looking at the M4, and now I'm looking at the two LMGs, the Sakin MG and the 5.56 Icarus.
You
Same
were running.
exact sprint to fire
Wow.
from the M4 to those LMGs.
Holy.
Ridiculous.
So
That's
I-
literally almost double the time to kill.
Yes. And the FSS Hurricane and the MP5 are very close. They're around 120 and then 220.
Those feel even slower to me. That's faster than I was expecting. I was expecting them to be
Yeah.
around.
Now their ADS
200
isn't
and
that
280.
fast.
Yeah, see, that's the other thing. Is the ADS is slow.
So the ADS on the Hurricanes like 229, that's the same as the M4. I think there's something about
Yeah.
these shared receivers and stuff. I don't know if it's doing something funky. The MP5 does have a pretty quick ADS that he can measure like 192. That's the fastest I've seen here.
That's about what some of the ADSs are in Warzone.
that's wild.
Like I just.
I really don't know. I mean, ADS and sprint to fire. I think the sprint to fire on ARs needs to be increased. All of it may be tweaked a little bit, but I really think that if they tweak that a little bit and increase the time to kill, it would help. Because that's the other issue. The time to kill is so short that sprint to fire matters in a fucking huge way.
Yes.
Because the sprint to fire is so short. I really think that the TTK would fix a lot of it.
This reminds me of Modern Warfare 2019 open beta. Remember how fast the TTK was in multiplayer?
Yes.
Like, I'm pretty sure the MP5 was a 2-bullet, and the M4 was also a 2-bullet if you hit headshots. And even if you didn't hit a headshot, it was still a 3-bullet to anywhere.
Yeah.
That's what this beta reminds me of.
Yeah, so I'm looking at like
it's
at the Modern
really
Warfare
inconsistent.
MP5.
Yeah.
It had a 40 millisecond faster sprint to fire and a a lot faster tactical sprint to fire.
Yeah.
Had a 150 versus a 220.
Yeah.
So I think it's the sprint to fire because the ADS is pretty similar. I think the sprint to fire is the issue with some of the SMGs when you come around the corner.
Yeah, like you're dead because you're coming around a corner.
I think
firing.
they feel slower to you because you're expecting quick.
Yeah.
I think is really what it is.
Because I mean, that's what we're used to. Because
Yeah.
especially with what we've been playing for the past 3 years. Like, yeah, some of the that's even with like you can't decrease it that much with the attachments.
No.
Like that's another part of the issues. Like even though we know we don't have some of the attachments, but like even the guns that we have built out, they still feel slow as molasses, built out. And we're used to being able to get them ridiculously fast and with a much longer time to kill. Plus, you've been able to use movement to avoid getting hit, which you still can do in this game. Once you figure out the bunny hopping system, which that's all this game is bunny hop, bunny hop, bunny hop, bunny hop, bunny hop. But once you figure, like you can literally just see like right there, I'm turning a corner, bunny hopping, turning a corner, bunny hopping. Every single time you have to turn the corner, ADS, and bunny hop.
Every quarter, not just one corner. Every quarter.
Literally, you have to
Every
do
fucking
every single. If you don't do every single corner, the one corner you don't, you're dead. Congratulations, because you didn't bunny hop and pre-aim. Because that's what you have to do to negate how slow this is. Like I'm glad they made it where bunny hop is as smooth as it is.
Oh, it makes me feel so satisfied.
Like bunny hopping is very, very smooth, and they knew that was going to be the movement of the game. Like I'm glad they at least took the time and effort and made it where yes, it's not hard to bunny hop. It's not something that's hard to learn, and it's really, really smooth.
especially off of a high place. Have you guys done it yet? Like off of a second
Yes.
story?
That
Oh
are
my
coming
gosh.
coming off a set of stairs, because if
Yes.
you land on, like, you come off a set of stairs and land on the stairs, it actually propels you even a little bit further with the angle of the stairs. Like, you can
And
get some
higher.
ridiculously higher good bunny hops.
You can get some air on some hang time on that one.
Yeah.
Like I love it. I love it.
But-
It just brings me back.
But I guess what we're saying, like, this game is really, like, don't take
They
this
did
as
do
we're
an
bashing
awful
the
job.
game. The game is good, which that's what IW is known for. Like, the game is gonna feel good once you get all your graphic settings fixed and get the whatever the issue was with the fidelity and how it was stuck on 75% for loading. Once you get all the graphic issues fixed, the game also looks pretty good. I'm sure I play on all those settings because all I care about is frames, and it still looks pretty good to me. I'm sure if I turned my graphics up, it would look amazing. But, like, the game looks and feels, for the most part, really good. But, yeah, it's just a couple of things that just make the game horrible.
Yeah.
Not horrible.
Not horrible, but, like, that are horrible about the game.
So shitty. No.
Yeah.
Just like, I mean, I honestly think increased TTK, increased health is the biggest thing they can do. Because I mean, the quote unquote broken guns that we have, they're not that bad. There's a couple
Okay,
battle
let's-
rifles.
yeah.
They're
Let's-
a little
let's
obnoxious,
go into-
but
let's
they're
go
not
into that.
bad. They're not
So,
really that bad.
The fact
If
that
you miss
there
a
are
shot, you're chalked.
the fact
Oh,
that there
yeah.
are DMR like guns in this game that literally will one shot you to the head, like,
It's because the health's too low.
it's because the health too low. That I think the
They're
headshot
also
with the
pretty
body
hard
needs
to
be turned
use.
down. They are hard to use. I'm not going to disagree with that.
So you
But
miss a shot.
It
You're
needs to
losing.
be, like, I'm fine with it being a 2-tap if you hit a headshot and then hit somewhere else. Like, I'm fine with that. I understand that it's multiplayer game, it's gonna be fast, all that stuff. But it should not one shot to the head, and it should be a 3-shot body shot. Minimum.
I don't know. Like for me, for a marksman rifle like that, like
No, not a marksman rifle.
No,
This
not
is
marksman
a-
rifle.
This is a battle rifle.
This is the beat.
Oh.
This is a literally. It's like they're calling it battle rifles. They're DMRs. Like, that's what they
oh,
are.
it's like a semi-auto. Like
Yeah,
a
it's a semi-auto assault rifle.
See, I'm cool with that. If you got good enough aim to hit me with a single
but see,
headshot, like,
They're it's not good enough aim. It's literally people just bunny hopping around corners like they do with
Spamming, yeah.
with ARs and SMGs,
Yeah.
and they're just hip firing and they're hitting a headshot, or they're because it's a 2-tap to the chest right now too. Like,
See,
that's
now-
the issue.
Now if I use a Mark II carbine, which feels amazing in this game,
Yes,
but if I use that gun, I kill somebody in the same amount of bullets with that bolt action rifle that I'm killing somebody with that battle rifle DMR.
yeah.
Like
That
with
ha-
that
that-
giant gun, I one headshot or 2 chest shots.
Yeah, it's like with
I feel like the battle rifle should have one more bullet.
Yeah,
I-
like with the battle rifle, you're probably getting around 400, 450 rounds per minute, which is on par with a lot of the slower firing ARs. But it should not be a one shot to the head. Like it it's basically as tight as the hip fire is. Like, the hip fire on them is ridiculously tight. That's why, like, you're they're 2-tapping people. Like, you get 2 taps to the chest, and you run into a small room and hip fire, boom, boom, they're dead.
You also missed that before they fixed it, Todd. They had the first day the hip fire was insane. You could build any gun for crazy hip fire.
See, I'm fine with hip fire guns being okay because of keyboard and mouse. For those of you who don't know,
I'm Amos, this nerd. Come on.
yeah. So, like, for
Yeah.
those of you who don't know, I'm a
Like-
hybrid player. I play both. Like, I play keyboard and mouse and controller and have above a 1.5 KD with both of them. Like, I'm not a horrible player on both of them. And so I think that playing keyboard and mouse is more fun. But
Unless
controller,
you're going through the blender.
unless you're going through a keyboard and mouse blender, then it's horrible.
or
but-
unless you're playing in a camper too, you know.
Yeah.
But
But,
I don't
like,
have
that's
enough
what-
mouse space, man.
That's what I like about Apex is the hip fire is really good, and I can play keyboard and mouse, and that's how you compete with aim assist is you make good hip fire guns.
See, for
And-
me, depends on like SMG. That should be automatic hip fire, and then like some ARs. Like,
Oh yeah, no. I agree. I 100% agree. Like SMG should have good hip fire, should have better hip fire than ARs. 100%.
I think they do. It's just there's a bunch of attachments you could switch around.
Yeah.
To have a crazy.
crazy hip fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Uzi and the MP7.
See,
in
that's a
Modern
little
Warfare
too
2019.
much. That's a
That
little
was
too
so
good
much
of hip fire.
Fine, though.
Like you could hip fire people with those out to 25 meters. That was a little too much.
No, out to 40 meters.
Which also I
With
think
the
there's
MP7.
again the aim assist. There's too much aim assist on hip fire SMGs in my opinion. But yeah, that's just well, I don't know.
It's fun.
But a long story short, this game is fun. It's going to be a good COD if they, as long as they keep it from being broke like Vanguard was for the first month of its release, basically. As long as they make sure that there's nothing broken, and if
Their shotguns didn't feel awful in this game. Their handling was kind of awkward. They still would one shot you, but their handling was awkward. They weren't really.
I would be fine with a shotgun. Like I'm. This is not very keyboard and mousey of me. I would be fine with the shotgun nerf. Like if you want a shotgun, if you want a shotgun that one taps within 2 meters, I'm fine with that. But I hate guns that can one tap. Like outside of snipers that actually take skill. It takes skill to hit somebody in the head with how fast this game moves for the most part. But, like, outside of snipers, there shouldn't be one-tap guns. In my opinion.
Yeah.
Especially because shotguns don't take... Shotguns do not take skill. I'm sorry. They don't.
Use you, mister. But for me, like, if it's a marksman rifle, like, I'm trying to give a good opinion. Not a DMR, but like the MK2.
Yeah.
Something that has like a lower capacity for ammo.
I think in multiplayer those should be able to one shot headshot.
Yes.
In that, absolutely. Not in Warzone. Please don't do that.
No, if the Mark II carbine one shot headshot in Warzone, that's all I'd use.
That's the only thing I'm using.
Okay, so that's one thing I noticed about the Mark II carbine. It doesn't have an infinite headshot.
And also,
One-shot headshot.
I'd be okay with when we get to Warzone if something like that acted like the Modern Warfare car does right now. It only one shots up to 60 meters. You know.
Yeah.
I think that'd be cool to have something like that in the game that would do that, and then all the traditional ones that are listed as sniper rifles will do infinite one shot headshot, like the 3-line and all those do now. Like, I would love that.
Yeah, I think that would be fun because I mean, just imagine running double snipers. Like you literally have
I would.
an extra.
How quick that
fun.
Mark II is, dude. Woo.
Oh, dude, it's
you can literally reliably two hit people in the chest because of how smooth it feels.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and the optic on it is so good. Like you can literally quick scope people twice in a row. It feels so good.
Oh, crap. Or I saw one with the iron sights that I picked up, and I was having a blast with just the iron sights. I mean,
that's just people were doing that just with the stock one. Yeah,
exactly. It's so much fun.
But,
so now I'm gonna go unlock that after this.
I just can't wait for this game to come out. Honestly,
it's
I'm
the next month's gonna suck because we have to play fucking Warzone for the next month.
I don't know. So here, I will say something else. I have played the beta nonstop for 3 days. I can't wait to get back to Fortune's Keep. I will just be honest. I can't wait for a longer style game mode.
Okay, I agree with that.
I almost went and played Ground War. Like,
a
bunch of people are having fun at Ground War too. But
so the issue is not like I would actually love to play Ground War. The time to kill was the Warzone time to kill. Like that's my thing. Is like I just want there to be a longer time to kill.
Yeah.
Like if there's a longer time to kill, I'll immediately like boom, let's go. Like honestly, that'd be a really cool idea if they would do that. Make the ground war time to kill the same as Warzone.
And just
Yeah.
kind of
Make it an average of 500, 600 most like the time to kill. And like not even plates. Like just let's just give us 300 health. Like 300 regular health in ground war. I would play so much ground war. I'm not even I would play so much ground war if that was a thing.
I'm not even going
Yeah.
cap with you, you know?
Yeah, like I legitimately like after playing multiplayer that long, since I've been, I guess it's because I've been playing Warzone and mostly
Yeah.
Resurgent style stuff. But I'm ready to go play Fortune's Keep. Like tomorrow, I don't know how much I'm gonna play the beta, and I'm gonna be on a fuckload tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
because,
I'm
I mean,
not gonna be
on
on a lot because of homework, but Monday 100%. For those of you who don't know, me, Brass, and Davis we're actually competing in the CDO Resurgence tournament. We're the three we're gonna run together. So we're gonna be practicing on Monday and Thursday for the tournament on Friday and Saturday. So yeah, because I gotta get back now. I gotta get back into the rhythm of slide canceling again because I've been not slide canceling for the past 2 days.
Oh, dude, we did it for 2 years, dude. You'll
Yeah,
be fine.
it's not gonna go. I can go back and forth from Warzone to Apex. I'll be able to go back to it easily.
Yeah.
But
Well, I'm feeling good about the CDLR because just last week, right before the beta came out, I got my first two 20s in the same
y'all
day.
were frying.
Yeah, and I am definitely using the Vargo 52 in that after I got used to that gun.
Mhm.
That's my
Yeah.
new favorite gun. God, now I want to go play Fortune's Keep.
I'll
Shit.
do
But-
it. I mean, we can.
We love Call of Duty around here, folks.
It's just
Like-
we're on a Call of Duty podcast. I guess we
I
love everything
swear.
Call of Duty, and I am glad again, kind of to close everything out. I am glad that the beta actually does feel really good. I was honestly terrified that it was gonna be super horrible and clunky.
It
but,
looked
like,
funky.
It did look.
Everybody's
I'm
footage did not look fun.
I'm wondering if they didn't play the beta at Call of Duty Next. I'm wondering if they played an alpha at Call of Duty Next.
I think that they did play the alpha at Call of Duty Next.
Because
It was-
I
It
know
was
they
too
played.
close to. I mean, what was it? Was it a full week?
Yeah,
No, it was literally the day before the PlayStation
That's
beta
what I
dropped.
thought. So yeah, no, it had to be the beta. They couldn't have made any changes then.
well, Z-Lanner, J God, Wildcat, and somebody else were saying that it was the late alpha. So like they were just about to put like I think 2 or 3 new updates into it to make it the beta for
Okay.
this
Yeah.
week. That's what I heard.
Okay.
Because I think before then
That
the
makes sense.
footstep audio, some of the weapons were glitching out, and the networking was having issues as well. There was like 5 different people where their whole power just went out, and like one row where you know how they had it, the whole I can't even speak. Like all the computers where they just had that one shot of them, where it's like
Yeah.
him and everything. There's another section that was to the left of it that wasn't in the shot at all, and that was like Wildcat. Basically, I do work, and like 4 other people just went out. Their streams went out. No one like they sat there for like half the day trying to get it all fixed, and they didn't even get to play.
That sucks. But yep. So just close it out. We enjoy it. We're glad if they fix a couple of things, this is going to be a top Call of Duty of all time. That's kind of the consensus that we've got. Everybody who I've talked to, for the most part, has loved it. Again, understand with the beta, there was only really 4 viable guns because they had locked everything where you couldn't unlock things and couldn't use a lot of the weapons. So it was kind of boring on that aspect of it. But honestly, I think that the M4 and the MP5 are probably gonna, or whatever. It's not called the MP5. It's called something else, but it's the freaking MP5. Those are gonna be the 2 probably close to meta guns for the most part.
The Lachlan, whatever.
Yeah, the Lachlan sub is what it's called. It's the fucking MP5. But it's the game is gonna feel better. They're gonna add a lot into the game, but I am excited. I am I am ready for the actual game release. Just to kind of close it out, that's kind of what we were talking about. We always like to end with metas of the minute. The meta of the freaking beta, the M4 and the MP5. Like, any disagreements there?
Nope.
No, not really. I mean, if you got the
Not a one.
MK2.
Yeah,
you got the
MK2 carbine, Infinite meta. The
Yeah.
default class is my favorite thing to use on the whole game. I'm sorry.
I don't use my own class. I use the
Also, I
default.
will say though, the scar that you unlock at level 30, the blueprint, is very, very, very good.
I can't.
I haven't got to use. I haven't used it yet.
Yeah,
So I
you
don't
need to
know.
try it because I really think it competes with the M4. Like it's very good.
That's all I
The-
need to hear. That's my baby from now on. No
The
one else can
hurricane,
use
the
it.
hurricane is also like actually fun to use. There's a strafe build of it that you can build that I was using when I got bored of running the MP5. The time to kill wasn't as good as MP5. I guess it definitely felt a little bit slower. But
Feels like the perfect sniper support.
yeah, it's fun to use. I enjoyed using it a lot. But yeah, the M4 is a couple different ways to build it. With the MP5, again, there's also a couple different ways to build it. Those are the two guns that were 100% the meta in the beta.
Yep.
But
The beta meta.
all right, sounds good. We will be doing another podcast probably next week after the CDO resurgence. Just kind of hopefully we'll know who all actually qualified, if we qualified, all that good stuff, see how it feels. But we will talk to y'all later. Thank y'all so much for watching. If you have made it this far, make sure you like and subscribe. Y'all slay out and aim for greatness. Boom.